Hi, welcome to Charlottesville Public Library's Pick of Pick Books this week with me, Miss Jen. This week I have 3 books to share with you about passion and sharing your passions with others. This first book I have is called A Different Pond. It's a Caldecott Honor book written by Bo Fee and illustrated by Ty Bu. This book is a story about a young boy and his father takes him fishing in the early morning hours before he has to go to work on a weekend, and shares a little bit of his own family history and traditions that his father had shared with him when he lived in Vietnam when he was a boy. So even though they don't live in Vietnam anymore and they have traveled to a new place and a new home in a new country, his father is sharing on these traditions and this family legacy with him to show him that having passion for something and just remembering your family and doing the things that they did in the past is a great way to carry on that comfort of home, the home that you have for your family and where you come from, not necessarily the home that you actually live in or that you share in the present day. So it's that home that you have in your heart. So I like this book. It was a great story about family, togetherness, and passions that you can share with one another, big or small, that can have a big impact. The next book I have for you is called Yusra Swims. This book is by Julie Avery and illustrated by Sally Ding. This book is about a young girl who's a competitive swimmer, and she is living in her country, Syria, and war breaks out and she has to leave the country, but she has her sister with her. And they both have a passion to survive and a passion to keep their family together. So they travel to a different country, and then eventually she ends up in Germany, where she's able to take on competitive swimming again and continue on with her dream of reaching the Olympics. So that's her passion of swimming and her passion of family and togetherness. And with that link of her sister, they are able to be strong enough to carry on their dreams and overcome some of the struggles that they're faced in their life. And the last book I have to share with you today is called Stories for Kids Who Dare to Be Different: True Tales of Amazing People Who Stood Up and Stood Out by Ben Brooks. This book is filled with many different stories of people throughout history and time that stood up, made a difference, made an impact because of their passions or their dreams. And there is an illustration on every page for every person in the book. And you can probably read each person's story in about maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. And you can read some or all or skip around, so you don't have to read in order. And it's just a really quick read for kids who need who have time to read a long story or have time to only read a couple of pages. So this is a great book that you can probably read for many weeks too and have many discussions in the home about. So just a neat book, a little bit of tidbits for each person's life. And then you can learn more in other books if you so desire to. So I hope you enjoyed these books that I've shared with you this week. And remember, the library is open for curbside service and in-person service. And we are doing many other virtual programs online on our website. So hope to see you next week. Thanks for listening.